What is going on, cousins and family? This is your big homie Sean Nix with What's the 423 podcast. Around here, we just don't talk about the 423. We are the 423 because What's the 423 is where culture meets community. Today, we were supposed to have a special guest, Rosetta Empowers, but we did a remix and a flip and reverse it. So that thing bag flip it and reverse it. And we have my special guest, the love of my heart, the cornerstone of my life, my man, D'Angelo Lowkey White. Everybody welcome him to the What's the 423 podcast. How you doing, D'Angelo?
Well, thank you for the marvelous introduction. I'm great. Thank you for having me.
All right, so today we are having uncharted, real, unscripted conversations, just real talk, laid back, discussing things that are happening here in Chattanooga and the surrounding areas and putting our perspective on things. So, D'Angelo, low key,
What's up?
what is your perspective on some of the things that's going on here in Chattanooga right now? What you got? What you got? What you think about what's going on politically, socially, economically? What's going on? What you got going on?
I don't know. You gotta tell me. Be specific. Which topic first? Like you want to talk about your friends in the political world?
Oh, not my friend.
I'm screaming. Yeah, but you let me know.
Well, I think we whatever you want to jump in on first. I think this is it's your show today. So whatever comes to mind first, I'm gonna let you have
Oh, if it's my show, you know, my show we twerk. Nah, we're not twerking on the show. Let's start with the local politics. I guess let's get into local politics.
Oh, y'all, he talking about local politics. So tune in. Time, make sure you turn it up. Make sure you turn it up. So yeah, there's been a lot of discussion here lately about what's going on in Eastdale and
Mm.
what's going on with the state, bringing in the mental health facility. It came out today that the state is not going to bring in the mental health facility that was scheduled to be built in the middle of Eastdale, but they have decided to start surveying land behind Cromwell in Chattanooga District 5. And I think the city council person for Chattanooga District 5 is, I think it's Dennis Milton Clark, Little Din Din. Because you didn't eat your Din Din.
Oh, not Little Din Din.
Little Din Din. What you think about it?
First of all, they don't need to be building a mental health institutions. They need to be building affordable housing. I think number one, let alone number two. We won't have so many health crises and problems if they give people jobs. They can pay good money to get them some good bills paid. Because, from my understanding, people clicks out more or people lash out more when they're back against the wall.
Back against the wall.
And there's a lot of us here in Chattanooga that's backs against the wall.
Down on my luck.
So why they
Back
buying land?
against the wall.
Trying to make it.
Mm-hmm.
Why they buying land that they supposed don't have money for? I don't know where the money coming from, but hey, I guess.
Well, the state they just celebrated. The governor was here today. They just celebrated $15 million investment on the riverfront. Governor Bill Lee, Bob Corker, Mayor Tim Kelly. You know, Hakeem was down there. He was skinning and grinning.
He had to get
his photo out.
That portion. Nothing. Anywho.
Go ahead.
I ain't gonna get into it, but
Get
anywho.
into it.
But yeah, they was on the riverfront. You say?
Yeah, get into it. Y'all.
Shout out to y'all, Mayor Tim Kelly.
Y'all.
And Little Double Deal.
Double Dip Tidley, you know she was in the scene. So if y'all don't know who WM Dolly is, just look on City Council. When you go on City Council, just look and see who looks like a double dip.
Or go to Mario Brothers and look at the little brown thing with the big head that he steps on. No, check it out. Check it out.
I am screaming to the top of my lungs. What's the 423 podcast? Y'all, thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure that y'all like, subscribe, comment. Make sure y'all share because this is available not only just on YouTube, but on Spotify and on my LinkedIn. So make sure you link in, tap in. Make sure you continue to follow us. Great plug.
But hold on, before we leave out,
we ain't leaving out. That was just a plug, friend.
Okay, plug friend. Okay, got you. We need to talk about first of all part 2 of this interview that's going on because I can't give all of the first interview.
Oh yeah,
Part 2 gonna be very messy, but anywho,
y'all tune in, y'all tune in.
Because I'm finna throw names out and everything. But anywho, back to this typical podcast here. We need to talk about these people who think they're bigger than others.
Oh, well, I had a situation just before the whole sit down with my hubby, my man, clock that T in my shamar, clock it. But there is in Chattanooga, a lot of, and I'm just not gonna just say black people. I'm gonna say people in general. They think that they are bigger than the program.
Chattanooga very diverse.
Chattanooga is very diverse. Chattanooga is more diverse than people think it is because we just don't have black and white. We got Hispanics, Latinos. We got and when we say Hispanics and Latinos, we got to break that down. So that means we got Cubans here, we got Puerto Ricans, we got Venezuelans, Oh, I feel like a Puerto Rican. If you don't know where that comes from, check in with our girl, Miss T.S. Medicine. She felt like a Puerto Rican when she put on the wig and she started singing bitty bitty about ba.
I'm finna holler. But it's more like I think African Americans who really think they're bigger than others or higher than.
Or when they get a little spot.
When they get a nice little job or a nice little chick don't came in, they think
they bigger than the program.
Bigger than the program.
But see, what they don't understand is not that they are not only not bigger than the program. There's a lot of knots in that one little sentence, y'all. Don't judge me. We listen and we don't judge. But it's a lot of people who think they are bigger than the program and they're not. They are part of the matrix. They are part of the problem. And they think that they have separated themselves from being part of the issue. Girl, you are part of the problem because when you are working with individuals, you are supposed to check your ego at the door.
At the door.
And when you check your ego at the door, you don't come in with notions or airs saying that, oh, anything that I do, it has to be bigger than anything that you have ever done. So if we're collaborating and you're already at the moment of, well, I'm bigger than this and I'm just helping you out to do X, Y, and Z, then why are we collaborating, my love?
Right.
I'm just asking if y'all could see my face right now. My head is cocked. My head is cocked to the side, y'all. Because, my love, if you're bigger than the program, you don't need to collaborate with anyone. You don't need to sit down and work with anyone because, again, you're bigger than the program. And that is the reason why African Americans in particular in Chattanooga, Tennessee, in the 423 area code and surrounding areas, have not advanced. We are still stuck economically in the 1990s, and that is sad.
Yes, that's sad.
That is sad. And the only reason why we are still at this point, because we have some Negroes, and yes, I'm going to use a 1950s term.
Who's the niggers?
Oh, did we say not with the hard R? Not with the hard R. No African Americans were harmed in the filming and making of this podcast. I just want to throw that out because it is Juneteenth, guys. Anywho, African Americans in Chattanooga will not advance until we are able to check our egos at the door, because it would be considered wrong of me, or people say that it is wrong of me when I match their same energy.
But that's the thing right there. People expect to get smart or get crunk or whatever the terms they may use, but people tend to disrespect someone and expect you not to disrespect them back. So, like Michelle Obama said, when they go low, they expect you to go high. How do you go high low?
I go to the pits of hell. I go to the pits of hell. I've tried the high road, and it has only got me nowhere. Trust me, it's gotten me nowhere. So I am going to the pits of hell. If you try me, you are going to be in the seventh circle. Read Dante's Inferno and figure what that is.
Not the seventh circle.
The seventh circle of hell.
All right for Mona Star. All right for Mona Star. But no. I mean, I understand what you're saying. It becomes at a point when you do get tired of taking a high road. But you should never let them just get you to that level. I mean, you should always.
Yes, I always seek alternatives, because with one individual, I gave them 3 alternatives and they declined each one. And so, because of that, it makes me not want to even work with said individual. And from my understanding, said individual, I always get the tease, y'all. One thing y'all can say about Sean Nix in 423, he's the FBI, the CIA, and the NIHC, baby. And if you don't know what the NIHC is, please look it up, Google it. It's worth a Google, or you can watch one of my favorite movies, Lean on Me.
Chains at the door.
Chains at the door. Theaters at the door. Put the chains on the door. Yes, I am Joe Clark, and I love that movie. That is my favorite movie. That's one of the reasons why I am in education now, because we need strong black male role models in education. We need, our children do not have, or most of them, and I can't say all of them, most of our black children, they don't have access to strong male role models, and I see that in my job, in my career, working with kids, especially at Title I schools. They don't know how to take a strong black male role model, or they don't know how to receive, I wouldn't say criticism, but correction from a strong black male role model, because they've never encountered one. And I believe that if our children have access to black male teachers at an early age in pre-K, because pre-K is part of education, pre-K, elementary, working their way up to middle school and high school, then I think we will begin to see a lot of the behaviors that are being tracked in the Hamilton County schools. I think we'll see a lot of those behaviors change. So black men who are listening to this podcast, who are in the 423 area code, if you have a degree, you need to be enrolling into somebody's praxis program, licensure program, so you can get licensed and you can teach. We need more black male teachers in Hamilton County schools. And no, this is not DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion. This is just the facts. We are wanting to end the prison to pipeline, the school to prison pipeline. Okay? That's what we're wanting to do. because we know that if your child cannot read by the third grade, that they have a prison that is being built specifically for them. Because if you cannot read and you cannot write, you are going to jail. That's just the facts.
Yeah, some may say that's the gateway to it,
Yeah,
but I think it's some can be another path forward if they see a like better options than school. Because some kids don't like going to school.
that's
Some
true.
kids are bad, and if for the teachers that want to plan on being in the classroom with the kids, you got to have a strong backbone. Because them kids they'll run up on you and do you.
Yeah,
These kids are bad, and the
I
parents
wouldn't say
and
they
I blame
bad.
them. They're bad, and the parents is not teaching their kids anything. They're upholding them, buying them Jordans every time they black a teacher eye or in that
Ooh,
nature. Crack that tea. But anywho, but yes, but they just don't get outrageous with the school system and how they discipline kids because I think that there should be some type of repercussion for the action that they do take.
well, as being in the system,
Mm-hmm.
there is a level. There are levels for certain disciplinary actions,
Mm-hmm.
and there are always consequences for a student's behavior. Now, it does sometimes the consequence fit the crime or fit the behavior? No. And I can say this as an educator, no. I feel like sometimes our students are getting away with murder. Because if I had have done some of the things that students have done just within this one school year alone, I would have been expelled.
Correct, correct. I heard, but one teacher allegedly, like I say, which school did it flip the desk off on the child. She had fed up. But that's the time for another story. That's a conversation for another time. But that's what I'm saying. These kids,
Yo! Yo! I am screaming to the top of my lungs.
but that's what I'm saying.
Oh
That's
my
why we don't have
God.
teachers now because teachers don't know a way out. They don't know how to discipline the kids when they tell the parents don't do anything. Then the kid come back in and knock the teacher head off into the desk. And then what is the teacher to do?
Not
Of
not
course,
that
they're gonna
not
react
that head between the board and the
between
with
the
the
board.
whiteboard and the personal refrigerator.
Period.
Oh God.
And then they see all types of clocks and shit going around their head. So yeah, I think that these kids need more discipline from their parents. But hey, kids got kids nowadays.
Oh my Jesus. Oh my Jesus.
But yeah,
Y'all, the tears are rolling down my face. Oh my Jesus.
but that's a legend. I heard a teacher here in Hamilton County was fed up with a student and just flipped the desk off.
Do you know what school that was at?
I do, but I'm not going to say. But she did get her job later on in the school year.
Oh,
Okay, but anywho,
oh. Well, you must have. Well, you know what color she was. No shade, but all shade, but no shade. But
she was white. Cause had she been black, that child would have had all type of black eyes, and it just wouldn't have been no disc flipped over. Because black people go crazy, especially when somebody hit them.
oh,
Yeah, but anywho,
oh,
but these kids, that I
clock it.
bless them more education opportunities and more funding
Yeah,
at
our
public
kids need
schools.
more funding, y'all. So y'all who y'all need to contact y'all state representative. His name is Yusuf Hakeem, also known as Joe Poe. That's what he used to go by.
All right, y'all favorite Uncle T Daddy.
T Daddy, if y'all don't know who T Daddy is, that is Donald John Trump. Or y'all can get in contact with y'all. If you're a Democrat, you can get in contact with your state chair, No Neck Rachel Campbell. I'm throwing it out there, y'all. I'm throwing it out there. Charge it. We listen and we don't judge in this podcast. So yes, No Neck Rachel Campbell. You can reach out to her
She ain't a need writer
if right because
on the narcotics.
allegedly you
On that.
allegedly, y'all, clock them T's. But they always talking about people who smoke weed, but we got people who pop pills, do a little cocoa. If you don't know what cocoa is, that's cocaine, cocaine. We got people who are alcoholics. We have people who beat their wives. We have people who cheat on their wives. Who run our government,
Mm.
local and statewide. So we got a lot of closeted Republicans who hate Pride Month, but they break down Grinder every time they meet in a Republican National Committee. So please make it make sense. Gail Green, Hamilton County Republican Party chairwoman, tell your husbands to stop hitting us up on Grinder.
Oh,
Please. Because all of your men are closeted gay. You want to know? You want to know why? I'm gonna leave it alone, y'all. It's pride, but we're gonna march in our pride, like, like they say in New York. Throw a brick and have a party.
all right then, for the bricks and have a party. But I tell them what, they need to get right for real, because I don't know what's going on with our school system, but hey.
Well, honestly, I feel like, and since we're still on the subject for our schools, and I am a very strong public school advocate, I really believe that with the new blend of our school board, a lot of our school board members, and I love them to death, a lot of them I work personally with, I just feel like they don't understand the power that they hold. Because the budget that we have currently, and this is just my personal opinion. So please, if you want to call a school board. But again, this is my personal opinion on my podcast. Um, it's not equitable. It's not. There's no way that they can say that budget represents what we believe we stand for as public school teachers and public school advocates and public school administrators, high and mid level, and then we cut positions, and those positions are vital. They are necessary. If they were not necessary, they would not have created them in the first place.
Correct.
And those positions do great work. They help close behavior, um, mental, physical, in some cases, and educational gaps that our children have. We don't live in a utopia. Everything is not perfect in Hamilton County. In order for us to really meet the moment and say that we don't want to build prisons, we want to build schools, we want to provide our children with the best opportunities, then we got to put our money where our mouth is.
Correct. Correct.
And we got county officials who say, well, we don't have enough money for schools. We're building a stadium and the stadium has taken all of the money. Yes, I was a part of the planning of the stadium. If it were not for me, the stadium would not be being built. Correct. But if you remember what I said, we can walk and chew gum at the same time, which means we can build a stadium and we can also fund our schools. Correct. And because we have a rainy day fund, there are millions, like hundreds of millions of dollars in a rainy day fund in Hamilton County. And it's no reason why we can't tap into those rainy day funds, because it looks like to me for Hamilton County schools it's pouring.
Right.
It's a rainy day for Hamilton County schools. It's no reason why when our students go back to school in August that it's going to be hotter in the building than it would be outside, because there's no AC.
Wow.
Or that there is a shortage of necessary help that could be used, and now we're scrambling to figure out what we're going to do to meet not only state standards but federal standards as well, because you can't shut down the Department of Education without congressional approval, and so those checks and balances are still holding strong because Republicans the in the House are scared to pull that lever, and if they pull it, then they know that they won't get reelected. They know this, just like they know that the Senate Republicans is gonna change this reconciliation bill, and they are going to make sure that they try to save some parts of Medicare, keep some parts of Medicare, so 48 million people won't get kicked off of health care.
Wow.
Or they won't, or our senior citizens across the United States won't lose access to Social Security.
It was senior citizens lose access to Social Security, they're gonna be out there with their canes hitting somebody in the back of the head.
Oh,
they ain't finna go for that.
So you think the senior citizens will do a January 6th?
Of course they'll do a January 6th. I know a couple of senior citizens right now are already pieced up, ready to come out.
I'm ready to see it. Go ahead then. Go ahead. No, I'm playing, guys. I'm playing.
No, we're just playing. But yeah, back to what we was at. If the school system really fund public schools how they should do and give them the really resources that they really need to really give them the proper education, then we can talk about it and we can be more sustainable, I guess, with the way kids are raised, let alone how they're learning. Because like you said, it's a lot of kids can't read and they are in middle school.
Can't write.
It's a lot of kids that can read. They can, but they can't understand what they're reading.
Critical thinking skills.
So it's a lot that needs to be done about it and changed around.
Clock it.
But yeah, I want to know how you feel about the West Side.
Ooh, child. West Side evolves.
Well, they said they're gonna do each one teach one. I mean, not each one teach one. It was
replace a 1-for-1 exchange.
1-for-1 exchange.
Well, T Daddy said no. We're not giving you guys $50 million to create affordable housing for the West Side Project, and that's $50 million that the city is going to have to come up with. I'm sure they're going to more than likely sell municipal bonds, which they continue to do. If you guys don't know, that's how they balance the budget, by selling off municipal bonds so they can have money to do certain projects with, if they don't have enough in the capital funds, which comes in with taxes, and those taxes are paid for property taxes, um, sewage and all that stuff. All that stuff goes into the pot. Taxes from these companies that are here, that's in the Chattanooga city limits. All of that money goes into the operating pot, and then they split it up into operations and projects and what they're gonna do, who's gonna get the funding, and all of that good stuff. And that's where you apply for your CBG grants, and you hope, wish, and pray, and rub elbows, and have meetings and talk to each city council person separately because you don't want to break the sunshine law. But many people go ahead and break the sunshine law here in Chattanooga. Allegedly, I'm just gonna throw it out there, allegedly, because I don't want nobody to try to sue me, honey, because I don't have nothing. I have nothing in my Whitney Houston voice. In my Whitney, I have nothing for you all.
Okay,
Rest in peace, Snippy.
Well, I'm hoping the city do go ahead and help them get that budget done over and done with.
Because it looks horrible.
It does.
And it's an eyesore.
I'm ready to see the finished project.
And little known fact. Little known fact. Your big homie Sean Nix grew up in the Ridgeway Apartments on the West Side.
Shout out to the West Side.
Shout out to the West Side. West Side. Y'all don't so silly, y'all. Please, we listen and we don't judge. But no, a little known fact. I grew up on the West Side, and I just want to say, guys, you do not have to be a quote unquote product of your environment. And honestly, I believe there are good products that come out of the West Side. You got me, you got Walter Williams, Judge Walter Williams. Shout out to Judge Walter Williams. He's a great person, great individual. Who else came out of the West Side? Lowkey.
Well, I'm actually
Wait, come on, drop it.
West Side became my home, but I'm actually from somewhere else. Well, yeah, West Side became my home. Shout out to the
Okay.
West Side.
Shout out to the West Side. I don't know who else came out of the West Side, but if y'all know great people, great influential leaders from Chattanooga who came out of the West Side, hit me in my DMs and we'll make a show about it.
I mean, it's plenty of them I can name, but I ain't got time to name other people.
Oh,
But anywho, another subject.
another subject. Well, y'all, it is. Yep, we have hit our time, y'all. So what we are going to do,
Wow,
we are going to
great
make
show.
sure again that you like, you
Mhm.
subscribe, you comment, you share, and then most of all, you hit my link tree. That way, you can go ahead and see what type of merch that will be available in the near future. You'll be able to see who I'm going to be talking to next. On my next two episodes, I got two great leaders. I got Elna Galladay, who ran for Chattanooga City District 8, who really should have won, but we're going to talk about that when she comes on the show. And then we have my good friend,
Good Judy.
my good Judy, my good Judy, Miss Demetrius Coonrod, who will forever be City Councilwoman Coonrod, baby.
Shout out to
Because
Cool.
shout out Coonrod, Coonrod, cool, y'all. Y'all gotta really go ahead and get to know her. So go ahead and mark your calendars, like, subscribe, comment, join the conversation. Because again, around here we just don't talk about the 423. We are the 423. What's the 423? Where culture meets community. Y'all have a blessed night.
Good night, you guys.
Good night.